Short-term and long-term trading, a double whammy for huge profits. That's the topic I will be discussing in this video. Hi, this is Loth and welcome to Black Bear Dog Trading. If you're first time here, welcome, absolutely. And if you're a recurring visitor, thanks. I appreciate you for being here. Okay, so what is short-term and long-term trading for increased profits? Well, it is having the basic concept of it is having two trades going at the same time, but with two different brokers. And the trades are one is your regular trade that you do every day or every 2 days, however long your trade, whatever your strategy may be. And the other one is a trade that goes on for an extended period of time. So let me explain to you what this is. When you look at the right side of my chart, and I'll open it up a little bit, this is my standard trading chart, and this is my standard routine. It's the MACCI trading method that I use. It's on a 1 hour chart, and I have short trades in here. As you could tell, the trades are $150, $140. I have losses too, $198. What was it there? Let me go a little further down. They're all short trades, 66, 150, 340, 209. Short little trades. They're intended to make me money quickly so that I have operating capital. After all, trading is my primary means of income. So that's what my short-term trades do. They allow me to make profits that I can withdraw and use to quote-unquote live on day to day. Then I have at the same time with a different broker, I then use a trading method that is long-term, and that is what you see on this side here with the dark background. I intentionally use a different broker for that, so that the two are not being handled by the same broker, just in case, number one, something goes wrong, or for whatever reason the broker decides that they don't want to have me operating multiple trades for the same currency pair, and tell me that I'm in violation of FIFO, first in, first out rule. So to avoid that, I got a different broker. So the broker that I'm using for the long term is Forex.com. You pick whoever you like, but that's who I am with. So what is different from the long-term strategy versus the short-term strategy? The strategies are both identical. They are absolutely identical. I don't make anything complicated. One major difference is the parameters of the indicators I use are set differently, and the time frame, and I don't mean the time frame on the chart, I mean the length of time I stay in a trade is also a heck of a lot longer. And of course, when you do that, you end up with a bunch of, right here, when you look at it, you end up with a bunch of costs, swap fees and whatnot. But I have to say, because you're carrying trades overnight and into the weekends and on, but I have to say that Forex.com is very good with crediting those, because even though they charged me $11 here, $8 there, 10 there, they all ended up not being subtracted, and in the end they even gave me a swap profit of $2.78. So it's a trade-off, of course. Nothing is just straight up and it's all money in the bank. Obviously not. But why would you want to do long-term trading, and what is the strategy? Well, long-term trading for me serves two primary purposes. A, that money I use to invest, and number two, that's also the money I use to splurge a little bit, go on vacation with, have a new car if I need it, whatever it may be. So How does this work? Well, again, the strategy is identical to the MACCI method. And if you've been following me, then you know exactly how this method works, what the settings are. If you're new here, please search through the videos that will explain this trading method. But for long term, it's exactly the same. So let me enlarge this screen for you, so you have a much better view of what it is I'm talking about. Now, the settings are the same. I have for the long term, I have a moving average of 150 and a moving average of 250. I use the CCI Commodity Channel Index, also set at 250, with only the baseline. There are no buy zones or sell zones, only the baseline. And that is it. And the way this works, the principle is very simple. When the CCI dips below the baseline, that is the first indication that I have a sell signal, a sell opportunity right here. That's the first one. Then I look to the top and I wait for confirmation twofold. One, price must be below both MAs, and the 150 MA must be below the 250 MA right here. And when those conditions are met, then I enter a trade, which is roughly about right here. It doesn't need to be exact, but right around here. And I just let this go until the CCI moves back above the baseline. And at that point, here is where I exit my trade. This trade, just to give you an idea of the extent, I entered roughly about here, which was October 8th of 2024, and I exited it on January 24th of this year. So November, December, January, that's 3 months long of trade. Now, of course, I do not let this trade just run unattended and wait for the signal to cross back over to give me the notice that I need to close the trade. Obviously not. At undetermined, it depends how much money it accumulates, I will take partial profits. And this is only an example. I can't remember the exact places I did this, but when I reach X dollars in profit, I take a partial profit, I take a partial profit, I take a partial profit. I usually, when on those extended long-term trades, I usually tend to take 4 profits. So this is where we're at. And the same works exactly the same for up buy. I wait for the CCI to move above the baseline, above the 0 level. I wait for price to be above both MAs. I wait for the fast MA to be above the slow MA, and I enter my buy position here. And once done, I merely let this run. And I again take partial profits where I feel the need. And we'll take it from there. Right now, this seems to be on the downswing, but I am not going to close that trade just yet, only because you never know. Again, the rule is I only close the position once I had the buy position in this case, once I get below the CCI dips below the 0 line, or what I call the baseline. And that is it. And this is a continuation of the exact same trading strategy throughout on a 4-hour chart. I do use a 4-hour chart for that, and I just let it go, and I monitor ever so often, take profits ever so often. Of course, all things being equal, not every trade you enter will be profitable. Obviously not. You will have losses, but the losses are minimized. However, you will have losses, and let me show you where I did have a loss. In this case right here, price was below the baseline. Price was below both MAs. The fast MA was also below the slow MA. Price was heading down. I entered. It went down, and then it went back up. And right here, barely visible, but nonetheless, it crossed above the zero line, telling me time to close. So I closed about right there, which basically this whole portion that I had earned right here, I lost. I think I made like $10 on this, if I remember this right, because I closed it just a little lower than what I entered it. But that happens, and you need to be okay with that. If you want to do trading, you are going to have to be okay that you're going to have losses. And if you can't accept that fact and it upsets your whole day, don't be into trading. That's not a business for you. You will have losses. That's all there's to it. So you take the good with the bad, and the only thing you can do is focus on the good and move forward. So I want to kind of go backwards a little bit, and you see, let me set this because otherwise you can't scroll. This is the one thing I don't like about MetaTrader 4. You have to constantly unset this. So you see here, same thing. Again, I'll repeat it. I waited for the CCI to move above the baseline in this case, which told me possible buy. I waited for price to move above both MAs. I waited then as a confirmation for the fast moving average to be above the slow moving average right here, and then I entered a buy trade, which was around right here, give or take. Again, let this puppy run all the way until about right here. It was when the CCI once again dipped below the baseline, telling me it is time to exit. As I do with all my trades, because these are long term, I take periodic partial profits, and that is it. Now I do add stop losses to this, and I always, that is a very simple method that I have, always set my stop loss a few pips above the most recent high when I enter a sell position, or the most recent low when I enter a buy position. Just to show you yet again, this trade, it went all the way from, what is it, August 24 to October 24. August, September, November, December, August, September, October, 3 months again. So there you go. This is how you run this. This is long term, and with long term, that's when you make the big money, because your trades go for extended periods of time, and that's how you want to do that. You really want to have, as I mentioned, your day-to-day trading, but at the same time you also want to run with a what's the word I'm looking for, with a day-to-day shorter version trade, and both of them combined, you will make good money, and you won't have a problem making it as a forex trader and be able to live off that money as well. So again, the reason I use two separate brokers is so that I don't have any conflicts. Last but not least, I want to show you the exact settings of This one here is the fast MA. It's 250, no shift, simple, close, pick whatever color and thickness of line you want. The fast MA right here is a 150, set the exponential, close, pick whatever color and thickness of line you want, and that is it. The CCI, let's see if I can close this up with, there we go. I have to go into the indicator list. Doesn't seem to, here we go. The CCI is also set to 250. It is set to low and color whatever you want. Click on OK and you're done. This is your whole settings. All these indicators and the oscillators come default with your package, your platform, regardless of what platform you use. These are standard tools, so you don't need to upload anything, install nothing. This is as simple as it gets, and this is my long-term trading strategy I use in conjunction with my short-term method. Again, long-term is 4-hour chart, short-term for day-to-day trading is 1-hour chart. The reason I have the exact same trading methods, so I don't get confused what rule applies here and what rule applies here. It's same rules. So that is it. I hope this was insightful, and I'll see you again in another video. As always, take care and God bless.